Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2018 for the Silverstone Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix, the Grand Prix of the place that we are at. What an intro. What an intro! We're starting P4 today if there's no penalty shenanigans. Looking forward to this one. Tricky track, but I feel like I've got a pretty good grip on it so far. Will this load anytime soon? Because I'm running out there. There we go. Whew. I was running low on things to say. Any penalties? Nope. Bottas? Where's Bottas? Yeah, he's down. No penalty for Ricardo. Penalty for Bottas, 15th. Wow. Well, that helps us. Less pressure from behind. Aye, aye, Captain. Let's put a little bit of fuel on board because this place is power hungry. And we'll keep it within reason because it's also very grip hungry. We don't want a lot of extra weight. Simple strategy. Go to lap 10 on the softs. Do the rest of the race. 16 laps on the medium. Whatever the white ones are. Oh, thankfully F1's going to a soft, medium, hard compound for every race weekend next season. Some people are really upset by that. But I am quite happy with it. Maybe it's because I am dumb. Let's go ahead and start this race. I like the view here, but I'm a bit worried about the pinch into turn 1. Oh, those were quick lights. And I did not get an amazing start. That'll, yep, that's what I was worried about. Had to be really quick on the brakes there. That could have been mega ugly. Yellow, yep, yellow's behind us. Looks like everyone's made it through, though. No safety cars or anything. Alright. Hamilton kind of stretching it out in the field here. See if the Ferraris can play nice together. Looks like we're still good to Verstappen. This is the kind of race where I think we'll see the gaps in the field really, really show. There's such a difference in the downforce between the front of the pack and the middle of the pack that this is the kind of track that really emphasizes that. Pretty much nail on the head there. Just gonna get through these first few laps and see where we stand. Looks like Verstappen's staying pretty close with us. Looks like we're really lucky that Bottas ended up with the penalty because those Mercedes are real fast. I feel pretty confident about our tire wear here. Even though I did struggle a little bit with the tire wear program, I feel like as the practice went on, I got better at managing that. And we are with pretty decently hard compounds here throughout the entire race. I mean, we're going to be going from the soft tire to the medium tire, both of which are pretty hard compounds overall in the grand scheme of things. And I think if you are a person that is defending the tire grading system as it stands, that is the best indication of why it's really messed up that there can be having to say a sentence like I just said. Keep the names. Like the ultra, the soft, the whatever, or not even soft, just, you know, keep the nomenclatures that there are different levels of softness in the tires. But when you get to the race weekend, it needs to be soft, medium, hard. Alright, the Ferraris have pretty much walked me at this juncture. And they're starting to pounce on Hamilton up there. We'll see if that develops further. If they get to battling, that could bring us up into the mix. See, pretty much what I was talking about with the gap. That gap in the mid-pack. I still feel like Magnussen's really underperforming. His car should be better than he's running. If the performance charts are any indication, he's in a dramatically better car than the Renaults and the Force Indias, and yet he's constantly stuck behind them. But if I'm intermixed with the Red Bulls, that's a pretty good place to be. And it gives us opportunity to still maybe fight for some podiums if the races go in a particular way. Boy, they are really fighting up there. Not really fighting, but... Oh, now they're fighting. I take that back. That's a legitimate fight now. Kind of just a spectator at this point. This is entertaining to watch. I gotta watch my own lines, but I really want to watch what's going on up there, because that's a heck of a battle. By the way, there is totally 3 DRS zones at this track. Jeff don't know nothing. There's one in the front straightaway. There's one coming up, and then there's one on the back straightaway. Whoa, easy. Alright, Verstappen's up in this mix now. That fight for the lead did not work out well for the Ferraris. That was a DRS zone that I think I just missed. It could be that they added those DRS zones later than they recorded the intros for the game. I imagine that they do all of that pretty early. Wow, really lost the nose there. I think I forgot how much fuel is on board this thing now. It is not going to handle through there the same way it did in the beginning. Touch of grass, never hurt anybody. I ain't no lawn dodger. Seems like there's a bit of a haze setting in. They're fighting again. Not yet. Don't make that claim just yet. Okay, now he's done it. That was very fun to watch. That's the battle we wanted in real F1, but we never got it. I can't think... I'm probably missing and forgetting races. Especially while trying to race, my memory is pretty bad. But I don't know if we really got any good Hamilton v Vettel scraps this season, like full race long, them just going at it back and forth. We're still talking about racing, I promise. But they're doing it here. Putting on a show. Looks like Magnussen's back there in like 8th or 9th. Something in that range. Ooh, I'm really missing the entry there. It's hurting me. It's physically hurting me. My spleen! I gained so much in that section. That is where the magic is with this car here. We have, thanks to the toe of the Ferraris, and thanks to the battle up ahead, we have left Verstappen. Not really off of pace, but off of luck. Now, if this battle continues to rain on, he may close in, because I'm getting slowed up some. Guys? Nah, let's not do that. That seems like not a good idea. Another change for the lead there, though. Oh, dearest, I was getting a drink. This is actually a pretty long race. If memory serves me right. Yeah, this is quite a pack. Verstappen's kind of sitting there in no man's land at the moment. Without the tow. And DRS. Now, if these guys settle their differences, it's going to be a different story for us, for sure, but I'm not sure that they're ready to do that just yet. Yep, thanks for the tow. I feel like I'm actually being pretty easy on the tires as well because I'm gaining so much on the straightaways that I don't need to use so much in the turns. Mag's pitting already? Wow. Wow. Must be a very different strategy. Wonder if it's two-stop, maybe? Or soft to hard. Could be soft to hard. I wasn't a big fan of the hards, but what do I know? Not that. A little bit of a skatey skate there. I just hit an imaginary DRS zone right there. Make it 4! Isn't it the case that... Whoops. Isn't it the case that... Whoops. Isn't it the case that DRS kind of was adopted out of something that the teams made where... I want to say that was the deal where they had like an F duct or something like that, and they had to place their thumb over an arrow opening in the cockpit in order to use it. I feel like that's where DRS stemmed from, if I remember correctly. And it was something they could use whenever they wanted. I'm sure I'm forgetting details of that, and I may have even just made some up. Who knows? That was a pretty lousy run for me. Four. Who dat? One of the Renaults facing backwards, I thinks. Methinks that car facing backwards. Did they cancel DRS in a yellow flag zone? That's a rule I don't know off the top of my head. I wonder what this bucket of bolt sounds is. Do I really want to know? Probably not. But I probably should, just in case it's something I need to watch. Oh, that's quite a bit of wear already. Hello! Stop looking through the menus, Cone. Easy car. CE. CE. Crank energy? Sure. We'll go with crank energy. I don't know. Control electronics. That's what CE is. Control electronics. Yeah, that would be making a mechanical clunky sound, of course. Could also be the gearbox. Boy, the rear tires got a little skatey on me there. I'm surprised I'm still in DRS range. To be honest. I feel like I want to pit a lap early. But I'm worried about that long run at the end then. Yeah, we fell out of range there. Apparently you can't change fuel mix and the engine battery mode at the same time. Lesson learned. Boy, Vettel's right up back on Hamilton. That battle may be reigniting. That would be nice. Give us a chance to catch back up. It's pretty obvious we don't have the car that any of those front three have. But, you never know. With enough battles and enough good pit strategy, we could do something. Kind of running low on the battery power right now. Oh, they're pitting already, okay. It's going to be important for me to have a good lap here then, so I don't get terribly undercut and lose touch with them. Aye aye. I don't know how much time there's really going to be to gain on the new tires. Because I feel like the step between soft and medium is pretty severe. But the newness might make them pretty significantly better. Oh, that was a beautiful little run there. It was hard on the tires, but we're going to throw these things in the bin here real soon. In the bin. I'm British. Push it through there. All right, this is my money section down here. I'm going to try and get every little ounce and droplet of speed out of it I can. Pushed a little wide on exit, but that was definitely giving it everything. Alright, let's try and build a little battery power on the pit entry here. Hey, hi, hello. That's mighty close. Thank you, game, for not slamming me into the back of Vettel there. I feel as though they have done me a favor. Just getting a drink by covering up my track IR so it doesn't bother you. There we go. Right out behind him. Where's the front two? There's a Renault. What is this field right now? Why are we battling with Van Dorn? Why have you dumped me into this madness? Oh, Vettel. Hello. That was an uncomfortable place to be dumped into. But Vettel just won that pit sequence. Hamilton and Raikkonen got held up by the cars that stayed out. Well, we got dumped into a real bad situation. And I do not really like these tires, I can tell you that much already. They've made contact! It almost screwed me over. I wonder if Hamilton's going to have a penalty after that, because he definitely just dumped him. That'll be interesting to track for the rest of the race. Alright, we did not end up winners in that kerfuffle. Unfortunately. Try and make the most of these tires. Try and get some heat in them too, because it takes these a little bit longer to come up to good. It's getting real easy. And they are battling with these slower cars, which is helping. Raikkonen just got sideways. Interesting. Well, that may have just handed this race to Vettel, unless Hamilton can run real fast. 15 seconds. Wow, he had a terrible sequence then. He wasn't that far behind us before. What a messy race this has been. At least post pit stop. Not quite enough here. Thanks, Jeff. I always wanted to be a fuel manager. Alright, and we're actually not even halfway with this race. There's a lot to unfold yet. I really kind of want to just run in Rakkenen's toe and maybe pull back to Hamilton. I don't know if Rakkenen's got the speed to do it, though. That he is. Yeah, it's hard to work together with DRS the way it is. You get such a run on them on the straightaways. Rakkinen just overcooked the entry there. It is cool to see them make errors when you put pressure on them, but sometimes it feels a little too common. Well, he's got some good pace through there. Is it just me, or is he doing a little bit of herky-jerkiness? Like, his car is kind of warping around a little bit? Maybe it's just my eyes deceiving me. I know I've had a couple little hang-ups at this track, but I haven't noticed the cars moving around so much. Ooh, buddy. Low grip there. Yeah, these tires and me do not get along nearly as well. He's going to be pushing real hard now to get out of my range. But he's got his work cut out for him, I think. I think I might just have to try it here. Bit worrying because we've seen so much contact. Thanks, Jiff. Vettel using his lead to his advantage, as he should. Please don't. Please don't. That's... Oh, here. I've forgotten how to word. Thanks for bringing Verstappen into this mix. Jerk. That was spicy. That was a spicy meatball. I felt like the back end wanted to step out on me there. Keep in mind the arrow wash through here. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's going to be the same situation. Maybe a little bit later of a run, though. Not going to use mode 4. And not quite enough this time. Which is probably good. I almost feel like we should just lurk behind him and try to make a late race move, rather than constantly battling him and getting Verstappen involved. Oh, he just yoinked out a nice little gap on us. That's right, yoinked out. You reel that back in real quick. Even though these tires should last a real long time, I do need to watch out because it is a long run to the end of the race. Not a great run out of there. A little bit of a late turn in. Wasn't too bad. see what I mean about the forward and back movement through there? It's like his car is almost like scooting forward and back like a lagging kind of situation. Maybe it's just an optical illusion or something, but something definitely feels pretty weird there. Bit wide. I don't know what Sector 3 was like, but this was a quick lap otherwise. Yeah, it was. That's what 3 DRS zones, that's right, 3, will do to you and do for you. I wasn't even in rich mix or anything, but it was the perfect gap to start the lap to allow me to do that time. Still 10 to go. I'm worried about peaking too early, overusing the car, and not having a chance to actually fight for that podium. I feel like we would have had a hard time holding Bottas if he hadn't had the penalty, and I feel like we had had a hard time holding off Verstappen if he had held us after the pit stop. Dropping back out of the toe is what killed his race. I've made a couple of little blunders, but overall I think I've driven a pretty darn good race so far. He says, making a blunder. Very small one. Very small. No big deal. It's out of there that he gets the best run. Boy, Vettel really took advantage of that pit sequence. Worked out very much so in his favor. Apparently he didn't fall victim to any arrow holes today. F1 references. Which I'm pretty convinced that an arrow hole actually means running into somebody. It's pretty interesting verbiage for it there. Oof, lost the nose a bit. Big gap back to Verstappen now. And I think the constant pressure from me has pretty much ruined Raikkonen's run to try and get Hamilton. Sorry. We can't have real Raikkonen and virtual Raikkonen having good runs at the same time. That's not allowed. I think I'd gotten it open. Whoa, easy, 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 easy. That's the track IR effect. When I look, I steer and can lead me off track. IR. Yeah, it's hard to remember to get that DRS on the front straightaway. It's such a tiny little zone. Get in the zone. DRS zone. That doesn't really have a ring to it. Strike that. Easy, buddy. The buddy is me. That was just downright silly. Yeah, I mean, it is difficult to find that apex. I talked about that, I think, in practice. It's a very hard place to find where the turn actually is. The only thing that could make that worse is if they paved all the way around this track and maybe, like, painted it obnoxious colors. That's the only way they could make it worse. for finding the track. Especially in a car that's low. It's not so bad in a GT car where you're sitting up and you can have a little bit of a view. But an F1 car where you're laying down and your head is eyeball level with the nose. Pretty hard. I hate to say it, but we are definitely together right now tracking down Hamilton. And Vettel. This may slinky down into quite an ending of the race. Yeah, I feel like we weren't previously seeing so much of Hamilton, and we never saw Vettel before. Might be that we have a better car, low on fuel, and maybe we're a little easier on tires. Somehow. Can you bump draft in F1? You thought I was gonna try it, didn't you? I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Honestly, the big difference could be if the front two catch each other and fight a little bit. That's an interesting way to slow down for turn one. Effective, though. You know, I'm always looking for new lines, new techniques. You're seeing a gap form, huh? Were you out for a spot of tea for the first half of the race? Arms are getting tingly. This is a pretty busy track where you have to hold a pretty wheel. Whatever the loose bolts are back there, they're getting louder. I didn't really want to do this, but kind of gave us no other option. Through there. Brilliant. I say. Nice. Thanks to DRS and passing down the straightaway, we had a really fast run. Sector 3. And no, yeah, I think the car has really come to life on the older tires. As long as it doesn't, like, fall flat on its face at any point, we should be in good shape here. I also have a lot of fuel to use. I'm a bit worried about using it and burning up the rears, though. Just slowly feed it throttle out of there. Find my footing now that I'm not tracking somebody. Tracking is so effective at finding your marks. I don't really have a lot of battery power right now. Oh, he shoved it in there. Yikes. Please don't do this here. Please don't do this here. Please, he's doing it here. He did it there. I'm sorry. I don't have the right cojones for that move. He can have that one. Pass it into Abby? Nuh-uh. No way. I don't know that I actually have enough fuel for this, but I'm tempted to keep using it. Let's see, still 4 laps. It's a really long time here. This is, like I said, a pretty long race. At least it feels like it. Alright, we're back up to 50% at least. Let's try and use the fuel where it matters. This might turn into a situation of a leapfrog. Just have to hope that on the last lap we're on the right side of the leapfrog. This would be a late move, if at all. Boy, we really didn't catch very much there. He must have been on full battery power or something. This is where managing the stuff gets really critical and is difficult to do. ERS, DRS, fuel mix. Oh, and that whole driving thing, too. Small little chore to do. Alright, let's just try and catch back up to him here. Which I think we can do. It's really not as significant as I thought it was. If we battle too much, he might take advantage. Alright, how close can we get here? It's all about getting the good exit, which I did this time. Right in the slip. Stream, not gator. Look for the over-under. Block that inside line. We're gonna keep this thing enriched for now. Hey! When we pass, we make fast laps. But that's the only time. Once we get back in front, our car's slowerness... Was that a word? That is not a word. Our car's slower pace really shows. But with a healthy toe, it's fine. There's a caution up here. I don't know what for. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. I hear something. I hear something rather important. And it is the sound of a Ferrari ceasing to exist. So, I guess our wonderful battle and overall good time is now over. However, it seems like we have secured an unlikely podium. Thanks to, I think, good strategy, consistency, and our car not exploding. Get out of the dirt, Cone Dodger! It ain't over until Park for May sings. Sure. That's a little disappointing. I was looking forward to that. I thought it was just going to be every lap we'd pass each other back. Boy, how did I lose 4 seconds that lap? Was it really that much of an off? Oh, well, I lost all my DRSs. That's what it is. Previously, I've been drafting and DRSing and all that good stuff. Now I'm all on my own. Try not to lose my bearings. Easy to do once you're suddenly alone in the world. Also, when you're alone on track. There's only 2 to go, so I can take it pretty easy. Wonder where our teammate ended up. Wonder how far up the field Ricardo made it. Wonder how far up the field Bottas made it. Wonder where all this haze came from. Wonder if I'll ever hit another apex again. I wonder if the game knows that Kimi had really good luck in real life, and that they shouldn't give him any in fake life. I wonder if me pestering him the entire race is what made him fail. Like maybe he ran the thing in a high engine mode the whole time. I wonder if people realize just how fast Verstappen's been closing these last 2 laps. All the things to wonder in the wonderful world of F1. Okay. As I suspected, we did really well with tire wear. I thought that was our strong suit, and that's probably why we were running so good with the rocket in there. I don't know what attribute it was that caused that, but hey, it happened. Vettel wins the race. Hamilton sets fast lap, steals it from me on the last lap. What a jerk. And we come home with a podium. That's 3 podiums in a row. And that was a much harder fought podium. Yes, yes, yes. Why is he more excited about 3rd than he was 1st? Well, I guess he should be excited, because I think that was very well earned. Hard fought. Did it? Just 2. Magnussen up there in 7th. That was a good run. Good run for him. Did the best of the rest. The Formula 1.5 championship, if not for us. So we had a 1-2 in the Formula 1.5, basically. Good race for us. I think I demonstrated a pretty good pace there for a while and consistency. Disappointing that the strategy kind of fell away in that race where there wasn't too much crossover. I think Vettel pretty much won on traffic, getting out in front of the traffic, won in the race. I'm happy with our pace, and I think this is a good level to be at. Maybe we're a little further up the field, but think of if Bottas hadn't had his penalty, if Raikkonen hadn't had his failure at the end of the race. Does it say, by the way, what it was? Nope, just a DNF. If those things hadn't have happened, if Ricciardo hadn't had his penalty, and if Verstappen had battled with us a little bit more, I think that would have been a good scrap there for 5th or 6th place. So I'm pretty happy with the pace there, and I do hope you enjoyed. I certainly had fun with it. I think we'll go ahead and move on now and see if there's an interview. There wasn't really anything at the start of the race to see that I can remember. Yeah, we'll watch it anyway. And it's lights out. I think I did actually get a pretty crummy start. Oh, that's right. We ended up just ahead of Verstappen there. Did he pass us at some point? I don't think so. I think that was pretty much it. Hey, we got our team goal as well. That's 600 resource points. Advance on. Yep, no interview. Thanks, Emma. All right, everybody. That will do it for this week. See you next week, and thanks for watching.